Hey, welcome to John Michael's Rockbox, man. So today we're going to lean over and go someplace different, and because I like going and just venturing off and bringing you artists on. And today we're going to introduce you to Marnie from the Wing Girl Method. Hi, Marnie.
Hi. Is this very different? Like, you're usually rock music, I'm assuming, right?
Well, it's music. I've had authors on. I just had two musicians yesterday. Cool. One of them just won a Grammy. And yeah, fabulous. Cool. And pianist and just outstanding. But I venture all over the place. You are the first in a category that I'm not even sure what the title is.
Attraction coach.
Attraction coach?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was curious when I was getting this all set up, because I had talked to Marnie a long time ago, and I hadn't really got the Zoom thing set up yet at the time when we were discussing. And I told her I'd come back to her, and she's very patient. So thanks, Marnie, for waiting. And so I didn't know what to call it, but there it is.
I'm an attraction coach. I'm a part of. Well, originally I'm part of the pickup artist world, but I'm the first female to be included into that world, the first female run and owned company, which I feel steered that industry in a new direction, where they were no longer objectifying and manipulating women. They were instead building up inner confidence for men and helping them become the man that they've always wanted to be.
Right. Yeah. And so somebody listening to this, like, hey, all right, I'm curious. Is this like a master class? Do I classify it like something like that?
I do a ton of master classes. I do a master class every month with different experts on specific subjects. But sure. I have been a wing girl for 17 years, and it's more than just a master class. It's a way of thinking. It's a way of being. But ultimately, a wing girl is a woman who helps men understand, attract, and get the women that they want by providing them with a ego-free, no BS female perspective. And coupled with that, I also now have the skills to give them the skills and tools they need to attract the women they want without looking like a wimp or, a jerk.
Yeah, no doubt. Because it is tough. It is for, and I have these guy friends that can just go and just like,
chat them up
and chat them up and bam.
Yep.
Like there's no business.
Yeah. And the truth is that biologically, every man is programmed to be able to do that, because you're meant to procreate. It's just all this like trash that's put on top of you, like weird beliefs or not enough training in your life or a good mentor in your life to show you how to actually do this, that holds every man back, or most men back. And that's how I help guys. I clear away that BS, and then I give them all the tools that are needed. And then they too can be those kind of guys. Yeah.
So, all right. So for the average guy that's listening now, going like, all right, so, yeah, I'm having a problem dating women. What do I do?
Okay, well, I'm going to have to dig a little bit deeper. So it's not just I'm having trouble dating women. I want to find out why, right? Why are you having trouble dating women? Do you not think you're attractive? Do you not think you're sexy? Do you not know how to approach women? Are you afraid to approach women? Do you typically end up in the nice guy space, in the friend zone, because you're not speaking your mind? You're becoming appeasing and pleasing to women. So there's a lot of questions that I would ask, but most of the guys that I work with, first of all, they don't believe that they're of any value to the women that they're attracting, that they're lucky to be talking to those kinds of women, which is 100% not true. So I help them reframe how they're viewing themselves, which might sound kind of, BS-y for guys who are listening, because they're like, I just want action steps. But then once they have a better view of themselves, and they figure out that they do have strong value, they have a ton to offer, high quality, amazing women, then they can start learning the steps, which is getting over approach anxiety, how to state your wants to a woman in like a respectful way, but a clear way that helps them get what they want. And then also how to flirt. Most guys that I work with don't put any sexuality out there, right? So how is somebody going to see you as a sexual option if you have your arms crossed, you're not making eye contact, you're afraid to touch, you're afraid to say anything that ruffles feathers with a woman? Like those are the go-go juice for women. They need somebody to challenge them, somebody to be playful with them, somebody to touch them, somebody to acknowledge that there is sexuality in the air and that it's okay for her to be desired and for him to desire her, but that it doesn't have to be so overt. That's the most common problem for so many guys. They just cut off the sexual side of themselves because they think it's more respectful.
Yeah. I mean, because I don't know. I don't know if it's because upbringing or things that you've heard all your life growing up, it's like, well, you can't be that way. But
yeah, well, I think there's not enough of a full message being given to men. If you do this, then that's bad. Then it's insulting to women. So they're like, I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to put any sexuality out there. And when I say put sexuality out there, I'm not saying like whip out your penis and, do things. I'm talking about being okay with the fact that you are a sexual man, that she is a sexual woman, that attraction is allowed to exist, and you are allowed to be attracted to one another. And you're allowed to flirt.
Yeah. Boy, that's a tough one. I know, because, and when you said the arms crossed, I've done that before. I've done that a lot. I got to stop that. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So I have a program that's called the F formula. And the first portion of the program is all about body language. I mean, there's a whole other formula for actually how to flirt with women.
Sure.
But the first portion is about body language. And even when I've sold it to over 60,000 men, and just when they read even that section alone, it changes how they interact with women. So the first portion is getting comfortable with eye contact, learning how to have a smirk on your face while talking to women, having open body language, lifting your chin up, enunciating your words and projecting the words that come out of your mouth. Like these are simple things.
Yeah.
But so many people don't do them, and they have a huge impact on how people take you in and how you represent yourself to other people.
Yeah. There's a confidence realm in that whole thing, Marnie, I think, with a lot of guys. I mean, I know because I was one of those. You'd sit there and you go like, oh, and you're battling yourself the whole time. Do I talk to her? Should I talk to her? Can I talk to her? And a lot of times you probably talk yourself out of it.
100%. And that's one of the biggest struggles for guys. It's getting over that fear and approach anxiety. So I have another program that is all about how to get over that approach anxiety and gain the confidence so you can do rather than regret.
Right. So probably the best idea then is to start with your F formula, which, by the way, I downloaded.
It depends. Yeah. It depends on where you are. If you find that you're only comfortable with your family and with your friends, and even with them, you're still kind of a pushover sometimes. They walk all over you a little bit.
Yeah, sure.
Right. And this happens to a lot of people. It happened to me. That's the position I used to be in 20 years ago. Right. So I have a program called How to Become a Man Women Want. And most of the exercises that are in that program to push past that level of lack of confidence, they're things that I did. So they're general exercises and rules for anybody who's having confidence issues. And it's really just about learning how to reprogram your brain so that you see more positives instead of, percolating on all these negatives about you, because that's what holds you back.
Yeah, sure. So, all right, Marnie, let's talk. How did you fall into this whole deal of this wing girl method?
Well, I made a joke at a singles mixer at a rabbi's house. And because I was having fun, I was there for the evening, right, for the singles mixer, and I wasn't interested in anybody, but I was there with my best girlfriend who had just broken up, was heartbroken, and she needed some attention. So I would go start talking to guys who I could see would want to interact with her, but weren't interacting with her, and I would motivate them and help them to go up and approach her. So I would say, oh, go say this, go say that, walk over like this. She's interested in this. And then, they would go approach her. I would help facilitate the conversation. And when they were good, I would walk away. right? And she had a couple of guys talking to her.
Sure.
And once she was taken care of, I did it for other guys, for other girls that were there. And by the end of the night, some people were making out with each other, numbers were exchanged. There was a lot more movement happening that I don't believe would have happened if I hadn't pushed the men in that direction. So I made a joke about being a wing girl. And then my roommate challenged me and I put an ad up on Craigslist. This was a long time ago, at 1 o'clock in the morning. And by the next morning, I had over 17 guys saying they wanted a wing girl. They'd never heard of it before. So I started working with men 2-on-1. I would go 2 wing girls, 1 man, and we would go out and we would approach and pick up women. And I would give them access to my female brain about what women want.
Oh, okay. So this is all what trial and error for you in creating this.
I mean, I have a psychology background, but I stumbled into the pickup artist world, which was a world, very underground world of hundreds of thousands of men all over the world who were practicing and creating routines and digging deep into psychology and psychological tactics on how to interact, seduce, and attract women. So while, I was doing my thing as a woman, because I'm like, I know how women think, I also happened to be introduced to this world of highly educated, science-backed information that I could pull from, find the authentic portions of it and not the jerky portions, and use that in my teachings. Because the truth is that a lot of the stuff that they were teaching, 100% works, but it screws up women on the back end. But if you use a lot of their practices in a better way, it can still create that attraction, but just not mess with women's heads as much.
Oh, wow. So there's a lot of work for you to involved to keep doing this. Cause honestly, since I first met you and I signed up, I do get a lot of your emails.
Oh, good.
And so you and I watch these emails come in and I think, my goodness, Marnie, you are a busy woman. I mean, because it's not just the simplicity of what you said in the beginning. You have a lot of other steps in your program to help people. And like you said. And so
it just depends on where they're at and what their needs are.
And so that's a lot of research now. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I have interviewed probably near 8,000 women by now. And I have a podcast myself, so I've done over 400 episodes. I'm constantly learning, right? Yeah. And now I'm learning at a new level because now I have a husband and I have 2 kids, and I'm like, it's fascinating to me, right? Like human interaction is fascinating to me.
What did your husband think about this?
Well, when I first started, I actually just started dating him when I started. It was like a month in. And I remember I went to the singles mixer and then he went away for the weekend that same weekend and he came back. I'm like, I started a company. And he's, what are you doing? And then I told him, he's like, so you're an escort. Great. And I was like, no, that is not at all what I'm doing. And then I'm a go-getter. So, within the first couple of months, I was also getting tons of media attention for what I was doing. So I was in the LA Times, I was on K-Rock, I had a lot of stuff, which better explained what I was doing as I was figuring out what I was doing. So as soon as media started talking about what I was doing, he fell more in line to understand what I was doing. My parents were more supportive of what I was doing as well. And he understood that I was helping people. I wasn't, just taking them out and being arm candy for them. I was actually coaching them and giving them information that was helping them gain confidence. And then, getting the results that they've wanted. And listen, it's not instant results. I mean,
sure.
That. Right.
Yes.
It's over time. You have to put these things to practice little by little. And then I am telling you, and this, if you do the things that are in my programs, you will see results, not instant results. You'll see little things, but if you keep it up and practice, results will happen.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I must admit that. And if you're a guy out there struggling, in the dating world, and you're not exactly sure, well, what the hell's going on? This would really help a lot. And in the fact that Marnie's service isn't for you to go bed hopping. This is not the premise.
No, I mean, to be honest,
this.
it's whatever you want to do, but just
Yeah.
do it with full integrity and transparency and honesty. And then you're good to go. So I'm happy to find somebody a long-term relationship or help them get into a long-term relationship, or I'm happy to, help them have really fun sex at a nightclub if that's what they want to do. And the other person's up for it as well.
Yeah.
Like I just want to provide people with options, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to screen share here really quick and show you what we're talking about. And it's Marnie's website, which is wingirlmethod.com. And as if you're watching this, hopefully you're watching, but if you're listening to the podcast, wingirlmethod.com, you check it out. On there, you could see what she's all about. She blogs, she's got videos, there's training programs, there's coaching, free advice, the podcast that she just mentioned a little bit ago, and how you can advance yourself into the dating world. And so that's a great website, Marnie. That's well done.
Thanks. Well, I have to admit it's a little bit outdated now. We're going to redo it shortly, but yeah, I'm proud of what I've built in the past 17 years, and I'm all about delivering free content to people. And then I also have paid information as well. But my role in the world, I see it, I'm supposed to help people. So I have tons of videos. I'm really big. I'm bigger on YouTube. I have a podcast. I have tons of free resources. But for anybody, I would suggest go sign up for my newsletters and you will get access to everything that you need.
Yeah. And, guys listening, girls, yeah, you could benefit from.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, anytime that you have access to the other side, right? To see where they're struggling, to see what they're having difficulty with, it's insightful. So for me, obviously I'm a woman and I am interested in people. I have lots of male friends. So I understood men a little bit better than most women on a certain level, right? But after about 5 years of being a wing girl professionally and hearing the things that I got to hear from the men that I was working with, it was like a whole new world was opened up for me, because there was tons of things that I didn't know about men. I didn't know that they struggled with approaching. I didn't know that they were fearful to make the first approach. I didn't know it was hard on them. I didn't know so many things that I know now. So for women, just being able to see the things that I'm advising to men, I think it's a real eye opener to see that they struggle with the same things that women struggle with.
Oh, man, it's tough out there. It really is. I mean,
it doesn't have to be. That's the thing. It can be tough and you can get beaten down, or you can be smart and you can become educated, and then have boundaries for yourself so that you don't get pulled in too many things that do make it tough. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm talking about.
I do.
It's the same thing for marriage as well, right?
Yeah.
I can moan and groan about things in my own relationship, or I can find solutions for them and have clear communication with my husband. And usually that ends up being better. I have many girlfriends who do not do that in their marriages and they struggle.
Right. Well, communication is the best thing for any relationship, I think, don't you? I mean,
absolutely. But you have to know how to do it. Yeah. There's communication, and there is, I don't even know the other word for it, but there's the proper way to have communication, and there's communicating from your point of view. That's not helpful communication.
Yeah. The one-sided communication never works.
Yeah. Or the silent-sided communication. So a lot of the guys that I work with, most of the time, they're allowing the women that they're with to just lead, right? So even if they're in the dating process, they're waiting on her to say when they can go out. They're waiting on her to say when they're allowed to advance themselves in some way, when it does not have to be like that at all. You don't have to demand these things, but you can always state your wants. Right. True. So for example, if you're dating a woman who's like, I just got out of a long-term relationship, I just don't think like we can kiss or make out or have sex. Like, can you just be patient with me? Totally fine to be patient. But you also have to express where you're at. You know what? For me, I love everything that's going on between the two of us. But in order for me to have the kind of relationship that I want, intimacy is a part of it.
Right.
In order for me to continue dating you, we do have to progress in that way. I don't want to push sexually, but if I'm going to continue being in this relationship, we have to hold hands, kiss, make out a little bit, right? Showing that we're going in that direction. But most men don't do that.
No,
because they're afraid.
Yes, that's true.
And I get it. I mean, so many women that I know are afraid as well to push and say things. They want a relationship, but he's having fun being casual. So they just sit and wait instead of taking action themselves in a kind, clear, and direct way.
Yeah. It's funny. It's like when you describe that, it was like watching movies or moving in your head when you always see that the guy can't make a move without getting the clearance of his wife or girlfriend first.
Yeah, it's horrible. That's horrible. Because the way that he's tried to do it before is either demanding or like sneaking off to go do it. And that's not good either, because that's not transparency and that's not respectful.
Right. That's true. So speak your mind, right? Ish.
Yeah. Always speak your mind but with a smile on your face.
Sure.
Right?
That's right. Because I care.
You care. Yeah. Because the other person's not against you. They're just protecting themselves. So just remember that.
Yeah. Well, you gotta meet both needs. So, guys have it just like women. So
Absolutely.
I get it. So again, if you just popping in for some weird reason, you're going to have to swing back to the beginning, but it's Marnie from the Wing Girl Method, which you can check out at winggirlmethod.com. It's fabulous. Marnie, after being in this with you for over a year, I would have probably advanced more, except I've been working on this podcast that I finally got you on. So because there's a lot of things going on to
trust me, I know
about you know how it is, right?
You have to give your time to it. This is your baby right now.
I get it. So you can't devote this and then try to find time for all the time for dating. And I mean, I do now and then.
No, but actually, to be honest, when you have something else going on, it's the best time to date because you're not so fixated and focused on the women, right?
Yeah, yes, it's true.
Something else that you care and love, that's a priority.
Yeah.
So it puts you in a better mindset position.
Yeah. You need a little break. So, and that's even in the dating world. You need a break from that. So, like in this case with the podcast, as doing the podcast, I don't know where you find your time, Marnie, because, mom, wife, podcasting, the Wing Girl Method, and I'm sure just gathering with family besides. Huh?
Lots of coffee. That's where I get it from, to be honest. Like, it's a lot of stuff, but I have a really great team who helps. And I did not have that a little while ago. So in the past 4 years, I would say I built up a really good team of supportive people who help me do the things that I love and take the other stuff off of my plate. So it's very nice.
Well, at a big thanks. Well, we got you, Jen. Oh yes.
Oh my God. Jen is amazing.
Yeah. So I've been talking to Jen to get things set up with you. Although I did talk to you. No, I talked to Jen first a long time ago before I talked to you, then went back to Jen.
Yeah. I've been working with Jen for I think 11 years now. Yeah. So she's wonderful.
So hi, Jen. Thanks.
I'll tell her.
That was fabulous. So, again, it's amazing. And I think guys, and women, you ought to pay attention to this and check it out. winggirlmethod.com. There's a lot to be learned. And it really, do you do a lot of one-on-one, by the way, still?
I don't do any one-on-ones anymore. But we are starting to do group coaching in the next couple of months. So we're going to have groups of 15 people.
Yeah.
And we're going to do group coaching.
Yeah. Cause I was going to say, I don't know where you would find that time.
No, I have other people who do one-on-ones, not in person, but they do over the phone and over Zoom and stuff. But yeah, I kind of miss doing them, to be honest.
Well, maybe every once in a blue moon, you'll pop in there and say, hey, this is Marnie. I'm going to be a little one-on-one with you this time.
Yeah. No, I love it. I love doing that stuff. It's what energizes me. I used to do these 3-day boot camps. I would go all around the world and we would have 3 days with like groups of 10 guys and it trained me, but I loved them. I just absolutely loved it.
Oh, so does this have you traveling a lot?
Not anymore.
Not anymore?
No, I have kids
I
now, but
know.
actually now they're old enough and I want to get the heck away from them. So I would like to start doing it again now that the world's opened back up for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you know what? That would be fabulous to see you live. Well, where are you at? You're in what?
Los
Los
Angeles.
Angeles. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm a really short flight away from
Yeah,
you.
very short.
And so one day I got to make my way back. Do you ever come up towards the Monterey area?
I would love to. I
I
love
think,
that area. The closest that I've been getting to lately is going up to Mammoth. So I'm close to like Yosemite. So it's close.
yeah, kind of. Yeah, sort of ish.
Yeah, but Monterey is amazing.
You know, when you and your husband decide to go on a trip
Yeah.
and
No,
come up this way.
we went there because we went to Big Sur a long time ago and drove through Monterey. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, we got to get together, you and I, and
Okay.
just and hang out a little bit. But because you're fascinating, and I don't say it like we'd get together. So I would sit here and pick your brain about this because that's really not it.
Well, I like talking about this stuff, so I'd be
Yeah.
happy.
So we do both that and just hang out and just be friends. Let's be friends, Marnie.
Okay.
Again, Marnie from the Wing Girl Method, and it's winggirlmethod.com. Definitely worth your while, guys, girls. If you both want to check it out, you should. And is it something that they would go through when they sign up with you, Marty? How do you find or determine? Do they answer a questionnaire to see what stage of wing girl they need to go through?
Well, so on my website, if they go to the training programs page, there are a few questions. If you're not sure what it is that you're in need of,
right.
It does ask. It's not. That's why we're going to redo the website. I want like a more full blown out questionnaire, but it'll point you in the right direction of the programs that you need.
Okay, there it is. And it's really there. I could screen share again one more time so that people can see what we're talking about. And
Wonderful.
Come here, you work with me. I know. You love technology. Sometimes it works.
It's just on Zoom. It goes really slow. I know. Mine's like that too.
I know, right?
Yeah.
But thank you, Zoom, anyway. But there again, you could see if you're watching the training programs right there. And then there you click and look, see, there's a lot of pictures of Marty. And look, 25% off today. So, and not sure where to start. There you go. A big help right there. Mm-hmm. Fabulous. I'm going to stop sharing because
I have to race off. I'm so sorry. I have another call at 11:30.
That's okay. Marty.
Fun. This has been so fun.
Yes, it has. We're going to do this again. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I would love to.
Well, I'll talk to Jen. So there you go. Marty from winggirlmethod.com. Marty, thank you. We'll be in touch. Thank you. And bye.
Okay. Bye.